What is the craziest rumor you have ever heard about yourself? NSFW. I heard in high school that my family reused paper towels. Specifically that we would put them in the washing machine after using them and use them again. Well, that's cause your family is poor as shit. That's ridiculous. You don't put paper towels in a washing machine. They'd get shredded. You have to hand wash them and let them air dry. In college I got mono. My first semester. One of the symptoms no one tells you about is that it can make you throw up a lot. Especially upon waking. I lost a bunch of weight. Threw up every morning. And when I got a blood test for leukemia and other things, the technician stabbed me wrong. I had a big bruise. My roommate told everyone I was a pregnant heroin addict. Some girl started a rumor that I threw an orgy in the basement of my house after junior prom. You can't just throw an orgy. That I stole a pool noodle from a surplus store and went to jail. I was outside and a girl from my school walked by and said, "You're still here." And she proceeded to tell the story of how another girl told her I was in jail. Stole a pool noodle from a surplus store and went to jail. The crime of the century. That I have robotic lungs. Both of my lungs have collapsed. So my friends took it upon themselves to tell others I am part machine and have robotic lungs. They have also said I was shot or stabbed and that is why I have robotic lungs. We can rebuild him. Edit. There was a rumor that I was a stripper. Caught so much wind I wound up being investigated by my superior officer. Edit. Sup. I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease 2 years ago. Apparently somebody misunderstood or something and started telling everyone I had cancer. Yeah. Not quite the same thing. That Ospov guy has some C disease. Crony no. Cancer. It's definitely cancer. Well, that's TTY. When I was younger I had to take about 3 weeks off school for pneumonia. During my time off one of my classmates found my hat in the road and immediately assumed that I had been hit by a bus and died. When I went back into school I was greeted by the same classmate running up to me in the corridor and shouting the bus missed. Full stop. Which was followed by the rest of the class turning around. Realizing I had survived the bus and giving me a group hug. Was quite nice really. Well, there was a crazy rumor about me in high school that I had sex in a porta potty. Nearly everyone believed it to be true. I don't know how it started but after a while I just accepted it and started to believe it myself. One of my friends in high school had a similar rumor spread about him. Except that it was a blowjob in the F-King porta potty. He convinced us it was 100% rumor until someone shared pictures of the incident. They were too drunk to even close the door. That I sacrificed a goat in the school's basement. Someone started one that I was going to shoot up the school. Those next few weeks were hell with the administration and whatnot. And no, I don't walk around in trench coats and act all sulky. I think someone was making a joke and it turned bad. Who knows? Till I had an assistant principal pull a friend and we both share the same first name, out of class saying that there was a rumor that one of us were bragging about how we were going to bring a grenade to school. Turns out another kid with our name is a weirdo and said he was going to bring a grenade to school. I work at a secondary school. And I got another job for the holidays. There was a rumor going around the school that I was leaving to fight the Undertaker. I didn't stop that rumor at all. There was a rumor that my balls exploded. That's why you never microwave them. I was labeled a massive stoner in high school. My eyes were always red. And I was constantly sleeping in class. Really? It was allergies. Edit. I'm surprised there's a lot of people who had problems with being labeled a stoner on account of all the weed they smoked. I had the same problem. But it was because of my contacts instead of allergies. I also had long hair so I looked like a typical stoner too. I've actually never smoked so it was funny hearing people think I was a huge pothead. Sophomore year in high school someone said I got hit by a car and died. I went on Facebook and saw RIP Deckel and such. Even people I didn't know said RIP, and for the rest of high school I was known as the boy who died and came back to life. I can just hear it in the hallways. That's King Jesus boy. When I was in middle school I convinced all my friends that one of my friends got hit by a train and made up a whole detailed story and everything. Even posted it on Facebook. Only one other person was in on it. Then my dead friend called me and told me he went to the dentist and they said they cancelled his appointment because they heard he died. Edit. To those wondering how the dentist found out. I heard that I'm gay. Edit. It was a rumor that spread back home while I was away in college. My parents heard as well. Believed it. And were bracing themselves for me to come out until I asked if the girl I was dating could come stay at their house with me during spring break. I found out about the rumor the following summer and my parents rolled in it years later. I once heard that I confided in someone that I was gay. I've never spoken to her in my life. Then a bit later another girl told everyone that she sucked me off backstage in the school hall. Teenagers are weird. Heard a rumor that guy, caught diabetes from my best friend, girl, after we made out. 6th graders are King retro dead. The legendary 5th base. Liver transplant. I was a freshman in high school and skipped a day of school. Told my buddy to cover for me with our teacher, and being the jackass he has told my teacher, I put my cat in the microwave and blew it up, and my parents weren't letting me leave the house. So then I was known as the guy that blew up his cat. In college everyone thought I was dead. I stopped hanging out with a group of douchebags and no one bothered to call me. About a year later I was at the store and this girl came up and said, "Different ceilings? I thought you died." Turns out it just became a circulating topic that since I wasn't at any of their parties I had died. No one bothered to fact check it or attend my funeral. Glad those boys are not my friends anymore. There was a rumor that I had an elephant and a golden cow in my backyard. It's too crazy not to be true. During high school in certain groups I was known as a man wh. And I wish I was. When I was a senior in high school some friends and I, in our drunken stupor, ended up in a field with horses. I was having a good time petting the horses and overall it was a fun night. I came to school the next day hearing from multiple people that I had stripped naked and fornicated with a horse that night. Bullshit spreads pretty quickly it seems. I've died multiple times in various ways. I've made the news twice as being killed. No idea who or how these rumors get started, but it's happened too many times to just be a coincidence. RIP Josh. I got pregnant and my BF and I decided to give our baby up for adoption. I told a friend right before he got real heavy into booze and blow. Few months later I heard that I was giving my baby to some lady I met in a grocery store. After that I heard I was having twins and keeping one. I knew a girl in high school. And people were always convinced she was pregnant. I don't know how anyone could be pregnant for 3 years. But apparently she was. That I sucked dick for bus money and walked. 10th grade. Rumor was that I had slept with every guy on the football team of the high school from the next town over. Never mind that the high school didn't even have a football team, this rumor still spread like wildfire. A shats. If there was no one to sleep with, then I guess we all slept with all of them. Apparently, whilst on a week holiday, my ex-girlfriend thought the greatest idea to get back at me was to spread the rumor that I had killed myself. But why? What drove a happy-go-lucky dude such as myself to ending my time on this mortal coil? Yes. My whole life had been plagued by the fact that I had to live for 4 years with the intolerable pain of knowing my girlfriend perished in 9/11. Just to clarify, I was 11 during 9/11. Apparently that's old enough to fall in love and declare this fictional character as the love of your life. Edit. Also forgot to mention I'm from Plymouth, a small city in England. Meaning, according to her, the plane that changed the world as we know it departed from an airport that can probably hold about 50 people. You should have told your ex that she was the 9/11 of girlfriends. That I was dead. I was taken out of public school for my 8th grade year and thrown in Christian school. I came back to my old public school my senior year so I could dual enroll in college. The first day back, I got all sorts of weird looks. Then one girl saw me, stopped dead in her tracks, screamed, dropped her tea and ran away. Apparently the rumor was that I didn't come back to school in 8th grade because I killed myself. And apparently she was one of the ones to blame. It actually took me a couple days to remember who she was. And that she actually had been pretty horrible to me. But by then she knew the truth too, and my opportunity to chase her yelling booga 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 had passed. Like Aku Aku from Crash Bandicoot. A guy I later became good friends with thought it'd be funny to start a rumor that I was hung like a dinosaur. Specifically a dinosaur. As a socially awkward guy, I found it both hilarious and terrifying when he several times brought it up to girls. Especially whenever dances came around. He'd stand just within my earshot and say to some girl, "Hey, you should go to with Bruce Euskis. I heard he has a huge dick. Like a F-king dinosaur." Edit 1. Yes, I knew at the time that it wasn't exactly the best comparison. But as my friend said when I told him, we're dealing with high schoolers, not paleontologists. Edit 2. I said specifically a dinosaur, referring to the fact that usually people are hung like horses or the like. Reiterated dinosaur because it was an odd thing to be compared to. That's not a rumor. Apparently my group of friends in high school all traded partners and had sex with each other all the time. When I was in the Navy, some friends and I went to a few strip clubs and I ended up leaving with one of the strippers. Well, we were set to go underway the next day. So my buddies thought it to be funny to tell everyone on the boat that I was dead in a ditch somewhere in Chesapeake. I guess they had elaborated really well because when I arrived back to the boat I had to go and talk to the duty officer, duty chief and my LPO. They were all about to call the captain and the police to go and find me. That rumor turned into one that I had AIDS. In high school, it was rumored that I jerked off an 8th grader. I'm a straight guy. Never happened. No idea how that one started. Freshman year of college. My roommate thought it would be funny to change my Facebook status to "Damn, I'm gonna be a father." I was casually enjoying my dinner when my phone started receiving endless messages and calls from almost everyone I know, including one of my female friend who I've been friend with for a long time. I should thank my roommate for doing this because that night I found love. I heard my hair was insured for $10,000 and I did car commercials in Japan. That I was Jewish. Not crazy itself. But the school I was attending was abhorrently anti-Semitic. It got a little scary. Also in high school somebody spread a rumor that I was an axe-murdering psychopath that was planning killing my classmates. The guy who spread it did so just because I told him to FCK off in front of everybody when he was harassing a friend of mine. That one was just annoying because the school believed it and had me sit through all these talk out the crazy sessions with some really awful people. That I was born a girl and had surgery to become a man. Not sure what caused that. Heavy bear brow, low voice, and almost certainly wouldn't have switched if it had been true. In high school a friend thought it would be funny if he told everyone I had a huge dick. He told everyone he saw it in the locker room and it looked at least 10-12 inches flaccid. Unfortunately this is not true. My John Thomas is woefully average size. The rumor spread fast and soon enough other kids were vouching that I had a disproportionate dongle. I didn't really know what to do about this rumor. On one hand the main advantage to having a big dick is telling people, but on the other I couldn't let anyone see it and see the disappointing truth. Because I didn't squash the rumor immediately I decided I had to commit and go with it. One girl took a particular interest in my appendage. She wanted to have her try at my dick. She was constantly hitting on me. One day she lured me to her house and before I dropped trough and revealed my 5'5" trouser snake I said rather loudly, "I have an average penis," and left. Edit. I'm surprised how many people think I'm someone else. Which means this has happened to multiple other people. You, sir. Mr. Golden Opportunity. That I was pregnant. I just got fat. Open bracket. Edit. Since this is now my highest rated comment, I'd like to add a few things. 1. I went from being 120 to 135 pounds. Don't call me a fatas, you jerks. 2. I got called in by the guidance counselor and everything, guys. It was traumatizing. Comma. First off, I'm a pretty laid back girl. Tries to keep peace between friends. Smooth things over when they need to be. And generally docile. I ran into an old co-worker at a bar. He informed me that a good portion of my town thinks I got into roller derby. Complete opposite of me. However, I did earn the nickname the Mexicutioner though. I'm a moderately attractive single male who's very sociable. I have a lot of friends at work and they tag me in Facebook pictures all the time. Therefore, everyone thinks I've slept with every woman I've ever talked to at work. I've always wanted the love life that others assume I have. I heard that I sucked the blood from my mother's used tampons. It was convincing enough that in college, someone who was neutral to friendly with me in school asked me if it was true. Apparently I went into the guy's shower room fully clothed with an umbrella, sat down, and stared at people. They had it all wrong. I was standing. That my dick is only 7 long. Only? This kid in high school spread a rumor I was gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I stole his girlfriend and proceeded to screw the shit out of her for nearly a year. Point of clarification. Only figurative shit was screwed. Vigorous and frequent vaginal sex only. That I accused the guy I lost my virginity to of RPing me. What makes it so unbelievably to me is when it happened I initiated sex with him even though he wasn't really into or planning on it. He went along with it cause there was a hot naked chick laying next to him saying do me. But I asked for it to happen. The last time I was in the desert, this guy said he saw me and my good guy friend tag teaming one of my girlfriends. He obviously didn't know I'm gay. Well, someone thought it was funny enough to tell a girl I was planning to RP her. It basically ruined half of my 8th grade year. Apparently in junior high, I was pregnant with one of my classmates. I did not recall doing anything that would have gotten me pregnant. I'm also surprised it stuck because I was the quiet, unappealing nerdy girl in the class. Oh. Middle school. You can FCK right off. Someone was spreading the word that I had a massive cock. I got laid quite a bit off of that one. Spent one semester, for various reasons, at a private, religious college and found out that, because I was a veteran who still drank and smoked, I was feared. In high school there was a rumor that I was responsible for the stabbing of another student. First the rumor was me and him had beef. Never really talked to the guy ever but checked in with him anyways, nothing there. Few days later he was stabbed on the way to school. I was already in a classroom at the time and in full view of many people, but for some reason the rumor persisted amongst the students. Faculty never questioned me and the person who did the stabbing was caught a few hours later. But it hung around for months. Apparently my ex-boyfriend heard from his mom who heard from God knows where that I was going to cheat on him by flying out to LA and sleeping with the entire band orgy. He actually believed it. Obviously we broke up after that. Not for some sweet band cock, but because he was an idiot. One got circulated that I had gone to a gay guy's house for sex. I am a girl and this got back to my boyfriend at the time. Had to explain I had never been to his house and he was gay. Apparently I lost my virginity to a 350-pound guy in grade 10. The reality was that he couldn't find it. I have been a SLT since grade 4. I've supposedly had a boob job. I did get a nose job after breaking it and having it improperly fixed. People spread the rumor then. Apparently when I got to leave work early I sucked the manager's dick to get that one. I know a girl who pretended she had a fling with a teacher and it blew up to the F King in the back of his van in front of his teenage kids while his wife was in the house. He was transferred to another school. It's still ruining his life. Someone once suggested that I was on heroin. The reason this is hilarious, as a friend told me, is that I am among the most hyperactive people he ever met.